Welcome to Defiance Your Compass in the AI-driven economy. This isn't just another tech channel. This is your essential resource for building unshakable stability and future-proof security, both technical and personal, in a time of accelerating change. This is the channel for those seeking clarity in a time of rapid transformation. Our mission is simple: to provide uncommon clarity for high-stakes decisions. Every conversation is custom-built for executives, leaders, and ambitious professionals who refuse to be blindsided by transformation. If you are ready to move past the noise and master the strategic shifts required to thrive, not just survive, in years to come, you're home. Join me in spreading clarity and resilience. Tap like, subscribe for more insights, and share this with colleagues and friends who are navigating transformation. Let's grow this community of future-proof professionals together. Today's topic is Zero Trust Architecture, ZTA, the traditional identity and access management, IAM, and where they differ. Historically, cybersecurity was a castle and moat problem. We built high walls, deep moats, and once you were across the drawbridge, you were a trusted guest. But in 2025, the castle has no walls. Your employees are at Starbucks, your data is in 3 different clouds, and your guests are often autonomous AI agents. The castle and moat security model is outdated with agentic AI. Networks are now borderless due to cloud and edge computing, erasing physical boundaries. Remote workforces access systems from any device, anywhere. AI agents autonomously initiate critical actions, marking the end of traditional perimeters. Traditional IAM was designed to let people into the castle. Zero Trust architecture is designed to protect the jewels, regardless of who is in the room. To understand where we are going, we must admit where we started. Traditional identity and access management is boundary-centric. Traditional identity and access management, IAM, systems falter with AI's rapid pace. They assume human interaction, overlooking AI's speed. Static credentials like passwords and application programming interface keys pose significant risks if breached. The login once model is outdated. AI demands authentication for each transaction to ensure security and integrity. Implicit trust. Once a user provides a password and MFA at 9 a.m., they are trusted for the rest of the day. The session fallacy. Traditional IAM trusts the session, not the action. If an attacker hijacks that session, they inherit that all-day trust. Static roles. Roles are often broad. Bob is in finance, so Bob can see all finance folders. This creates a massive blast radius if Bob's credentials are stolen. For the executives, the takeaway is that traditional IAM is like an old-school office building badge. Once you tap in at the front door, you can walk into any unlocked office on any floor. For example, Bob in finance can see all finance folders, creating a massive blast radius if his credentials are stolen. Think of it like an old-school office badge. Once you tap in at the front door, you can walk into any unlocked office on any floor. Zero Trust isn't a product. It's a philosophy of verified skepticism. We move from network location to contextual identity. Zero Trust architecture emphasizes individual identity and action over network boundaries. It ensures continuous authentication, verifying each action throughout an agent's lifecycle. Every machine request undergoes per-action verification, maintaining security integrity. The principle of least privilege is applied, granting only the necessary access to complete specific tasks, enhancing security posture. The first non-negotiable is continuous verification. We don't care if you logged in 5 minutes ago. We verify you every single time you access a resource. Second is least privilege. No one has standing access. You get just-in-time access for just enough data, and then it vanishes. Third, assume breach. We operate as if the attacker is already in the network. If they are in, how do we stop them from moving sideways? This is the critical divergence. Let's compare traditional IAM to zero trust architecture side by side. Traditional identity and access management focuses on human entities, using static credentials like passwords. Zero trust architecture extends to artificial intelligence agents, employing dynamic, just-in-time tokens. While identity and access management relies on static roles, zero trust architecture uses dynamic context for policy decisions, ensuring trust is evaluated per action rather than per session. The trust model. Traditional is implicit based on location. Zero trust is explicit. Trust is never assumed, it's earned. Access decision. Traditional is static, one event. Zero trust is dynamic, based on user, device, time, and behavior. Visibility. Traditional is fragmented. Logs tell you who logged in. Zero trust is total. Logs tell you why every action was taken. For industry leaders, ZDA isn't just about stopping hackers. It's about enabling business velocity. Agile partnerships enable rapid onboarding of partners and vendors through identity-based trust, reducing time from weeks to hours. Global security supports a hybrid workforce with user-centric protection. Safe innovation minimizes artificial intelligence-driven breach risks, facilitating swift deployment of autonomous automation, enhancing business impact. Consider M&A speed. You don't need to merge entire networks. You just merge identity providers and grant granular access to apps. Consider workforce mobility. Securely hire anyone, anywhere, without the latency and cost of traditional VPNs. And compliance becomes a competitive advantage. Automated zero trust logs make audits a push-button exercise rather than a fire drill. Let's look at the gold standard for assumed breach, the 2020 SolarWinds attack. The attackers didn't break in, they were invited in. Sophisticated actors compromised the software build process. Because thousands of organizations trusted SolarWinds, they installed the malware themselves. The gatekeeper, traditional IAM, checked the ID and said, "This is a trusted service. Let it through." The attackers stayed hidden for months. If those organizations had been operating under an assumed breach model, the outcome would have been radically different. First, least privilege. The SolarWinds agent wouldn't have had broad admin rights. It would only talk to specific servers. ZTA ensures complete transparency by logging every machine decision. For instance, at 10 hours 4 minutes and 22.01 seconds, FIN agent 09 allowed a fund transfer after multi-factor authentication verification. Conversely, SEC agent 22 blocked a key read due to a binary hash drift. These logs provide crucial insights into actions, enhancing audit and explainability. It ensures that each action is independently verified, maintaining a secure and dynamic environment. Second, microsegmentation. Even if inside, it would be trapped. Attempts to reach an unknown command server would be blocked. Third, continuous monitoring. The system would ask, "Why is a monitoring tool accessing the HR database?" and trigger a lockdown. When you assume breach, you focus on visibility, microsegmentation, and identity-first response to revoke access instantly. When asked, if we spend millions on zero trust, could there be a guarantee we won't have network breaches? The answer should always no, especially with the proliferation of AI-powered tools and sophisticated attack techniques and tactics. We would always have breaches. But when the focus is strong ZTNA identity, the exception is that when the breach happens, zero trust ensures it is a localized incident, not a corporate catastrophe. Zero trust is a journey. For the public sector, this is national security. For the private sector, it's about protecting IP and trust. In a world of automated threats, manual trust is a liability. We have seen it time and time again. But now, it's time to move from trusting the gate to protecting the crown jewels. Tap like, subscribe for more insights. See you in the next episode.